You're watching TAG TV. You're watching TAG TV.
Mes amis, bonsoir. Welcome, bienvenue. This is truly an honor and a privilege to be among friends, among my Canadian brothers and sisters. To introduce to you and welcome on the podium our leader, Maxime Bernier. Maxime is the founder of our party, People's Party of Canada. Parti populaire du Canada. But before Maxime takes the podium, permit me to share a few thoughts with you. I'm Salim Mansur, and the PPC candidate in London North Centre. Until a few weeks ago, I was a candidate awaiting the contest in London North Centre, my home riding for over 3 decades, where I've lived and taught at the University of Western Ontario for the nomination of the Conservative Party of Canada. On June 10, the Executive Director of the Conservative Party, in a one-line email, informed me that the party leadership has disallowed my candidacy. No reason was given, and my appeal for a fair hearing was not accepted. The reason for my disallowance verbally conveyed so that there would be no paper trail is my profile as an academic and a public intellectual. The party leadership viewed me as a liability due to my writing and public speaking, as a critic of Islamism or political Islam, and therefore the party leadership did not want me around, fearing I might likely get labeled as an Islamophobe by Trudeau and the Liberals. As a long-standing member of the Conservative Party, since I first voted for the Mulroney's Progressive Conservatives in the 1980s, I was told my candidacy is disallowed because my views on the most pressing issues of our time are politically incorrect. When the news of the disallowance of my candidacy broke, Maxime was the first person to call me. He invited me to join him. We, Maxime and I, have known each other over the past decade and we had become friends. We had been on public platforms together in Montreal and Quebec City. We are conservatives. And from our respective experiences, that what we considered our political home has morphed into an empty shell devoid of conservative values and topped with politically correct hollow slogans. This is sadly where we Canadians have arrived. In our blessed land, in the parties of Sir John A. Macdonald and Sir Wilfrid Laurier, of Louis St. Laurent and John Diefenbaker, views now considered politically incorrect are suppressed and disallowed by our political masters and party leaders and elites that run our country from behind the curtain. But we will not accept this. We will not accept this effort of those who think they are better than us, the people, to censor us or to abridge our rights as free people to think and to speak without any coercion of our thoughts and our speech. Freedom of speech is the foundation of our liberal democratic society. Freedom of speech is the foundation of our liberal democratic society, since the origin of freedom lies in breathing, and free speech is the mother of all freedoms. In the People's Party of Canada, with Maxime Bernier as the leader, freedom is at the center of what the party stands for and defends as the first order of business. Without freedom, all else is meaningless. So, what is it that makes me an Islamophobe? I'm a Muslim in my personal belief. In prayer, I seek mercy of the God of Abraham. And as a Canadian, I took some 4 decades ago the oath to be faithful to God, Queen, and country. It is the political correct gibberish of Motion 103, passed by the majority Liberal government of Justin Trudeau, which seeks to censor any critical discussion of Islam and Muslims as Islamophobia that turns me into an Islamophobe. This entire effort by the government of Canada to single out one religion and deem any discussion surrounding this religion that might offend its followers as hate crime is ridiculous. It is, moreover, insulting to all Canadians known for their generosity, their decency, and civility, which makes Canada the choice destination for immigrants from around the world. But even worse is the effort by the Prime Minister Trudeau's Liberal government to appease the Muslim Brotherhood and its various offshoots. And the Iranian clerical regime, along with their supporters and apologists, found in growing numbers in Europe and North America. They, from whose ranks have come members of Al-Qaeda and ISIL and Khomeini's followers, have turned a great monotheistic religion, Islam, into an ideology at war with the modern world of democracy and freedom based on individual rights. Globalism is the ideology emanating from the chambers of the United Nations and the European Union. Globalists argue for a borderless world in which nation-states are considered obsolete. And an international rule of law means our lives will be planned and administered by the shadowy, unelected UN and EU bureaucrats in New York, in Geneva, and in Brussels. Globalism and Islamism are like Siamese twins, joined together. And neither of the two major parties in Canada are willingly to openly engage in the urgent and necessary discussion about how they affect Canadians as they prepare to vote in the fall election this year. Islamism, or political Islam, as an ideology and a political movement, and not the religion of Islam as a personal faith of hundreds of millions of people, including mine, is driven by the objective of enforcing global Sharia compliance by any means available. Islamism is contrary to the cultural values and political ideas of Western liberal democracy. Islamism is the elephant in the room. And as was Soviet communism during the Cold War years, without addressing this elephant in the room, we cannot seriously discuss any policy, whether it is immigration and domestic security, the economy, or our national defense and foreign affairs, to provide for what Sir Johnny MacDonald called peace, order, and good government. The People's Party is the only party under Maxime Bernier leadership that firmly and resolutely oppose both Islamism and globalism. And we will have none of it. We will have none of it, and we will defend Canada as a free society and protect its sovereignty against any effort to dilute it in appeasing the UN-driven globalist agenda. I'm immensely proud to introduce our leader, Maxime Bernier, this evening. There are moments in the history of our people that cry out for leadership, and Providence answers by bringing forth an individual to be that leader in that hour of need. Maxime is a Canadian and a native son of Quebec. And like that other great and inspiring and charismatic leader in the early decades of the last century, Sir Wilfrid Laurier, Maxime is the embodiment of the words of Sir Wilfrid expressed in speaking about himself. Sir Wilfrid said, "I am a Canadian, first, last, and all the time." So is Maxime. And speaking about his driving ambition in politics, Sir Wilfrid said, "The governing motive of my life has been to harmonize the diverse elements which compose our country." My friends, mes amis, I speak to you straight from my heart. Maxime's motive, his driving passion, his most sincere devotion is precisely to meet those very challenges which motivated Sir Wilfrid Laurier and which he so eloquently expressed in our time and in our circumstances. My friends, my leader, my friend, Maxime.